I believe we have a choice in this world about how to tell sad stories. On the one hand, you can sugarcoat it. And nothing is too messed up that can't be fixed with a Peter Gabriel song. I like that version as much as the next girl does. It's just not the truth. This is the truth. Doctor's appointments, reality shows, worst of all, support groups.
Christ is our friend and he'll be there till the end. All right. Hazel, how are you doing?
You mean besides the cancer? All right, I guess.
Why don't I play another song?
It was obvious, given the success of the book, that this was going to be a big movie, but have you been taken aback by the intensity of the response to it?
A little bit, yeah. I think it's hard not to be taken aback. We didn't really expect, when you come and you make a movie like this and it's not a big budget movie and the story is not like a big action film or it's not a franchise, you don't expect that there's going to be a huge fan base, but there is, and it's really lovely. I think we've been talking about how this is something that we're so proud of, work-wise, and you know the performances that we gave and the story that we're telling. We're really proud of it, and to have a huge number of people going to see this movie in particular is something we're really happy about. Yeah.
You know, you don't always, love the people that you're working with, but we got really lucky in this case that we all just became friends. And we were also lucky to have John Green, the writer, there because it did kind of take the pressure off us because we got to stop thinking about what are fans going to think of this book because we thought, if John likes it, then the fans will like it.
Perfect casting, by the way.
Thank you.
Having read the book, would you solicit advice from John, or would he come and say, "Here, I think with the character it could go this way, could go that way"?
It's a sensitive thing having a writer on set because usually they aren't. It's a set is usually a director's set. However, this set was very collaborative, and they allowed him to be there. But also because he was
to our director, Josh. Because Josh
he was really respectful, though. Yeah, and like you said, Josh is very collaborative, and that's the way to be, really. And I think that's why this movie turned out so good, is because everyone's opinion mattered, and
we all cared so much about the story. I mean, there was nobody there who wasn't ridiculously passionate about it.
But for John in particular, if we wanted, and there was a few times I think that Shailene and I, particularly during the Anne Frank kiss, we really wanted to make sure that moment was a very magical, special moment, and we knew that the person who had originally imagined it was John. And after we did the first kiss, we ran downstairs and we went to John and said, how was it? And he was like, "Oh, it was perfect." And we were okay, that's great.
Why are you staring at me?
Because you're beautiful.
Really? You just ruined this whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yes, this whole thing.
Oh, man.
You were doing really well, too.
I never lit one. It's a metaphor, see? You put the thing that does the killing right between your teeth, but you never give it the power to kill you. A metaphor.
Have you had much feedback from guys your own age who have seen the movie?
A little bit. Obviously, it's more girls, but there are guys, and it's always fun when they show up on social media or in real life asking for pictures, and you're sort of like, wow, that's kind of cool that you're not afraid to be into this.
I had a guy come up to me and say like, I thought this was going to be like a boring chick flick, but it was really funny and really and really fun. I was like, great.
Did you both well up when you saw the finished movie?
Totally.
Yeah, I cried plenty. I'm more than well up.
No.
Yeah, and I cried too. I mean, I made it probably longer than I would have because I know the story so well. But like once we got to Laura Dern scene where she's like, "I'll always be your mother," I started crying. Yeah.
And just wisdom you'll take away from this experience.
One of the more important messages in the movie that Gus learns is that it's more important to be loved deeply than loved widely, and that's something that I want to try to take away from the movie.
What?
For me, my character uses a sense of humor to kind of get through his pain, and I used that my entire life, and I always thought it was kind of an unhealthy thing, like a negative thing. But in a way, I've actually had long conversations with John about it, and also just learning about that story. I think it's a good way to deal with your pain. I think it's healthy, and if that gets you through it, it gets you through it.
Gus talks about you all the time.
We're just friends.
You trying to keep your distance from me in no way lessens my affection for you.
Gus, I'm a grenade. One day I'm gonna blow up, and I'm gonna obliterate everything in my wake, and I don't want to hurt you.
You don't get to
choose if you get hurt in this world, but you do have a say in who hurts you.
I am in love with you, Hazel Grace.
And I know that love is just a shout into the void and that oblivion is inevitable. And I am in love with you.
All your efforts to keep me from you are gonna fail.
That's what you want.